world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence. There is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. Although Zeph sets an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Curious Times. It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve. And, so this hat is only going to, take me a couple more days, and then it's back to hair and makeup before the show. It is December 23rd, and Selva Dutton is here as our guest tonight. Oh, it's so nice to see Medium Renee Richards in the chat room. It seems like forever since I saw you, Renee. Hope everything's okay with you. And of course, it's lovely to see everybody else in the chat room also. I'm not trying to play favorites, but I haven't seen Renee in a while. And same with Darlene. Darlene, there must be calling for a reading, right? Because it's the only time you come to my show, Darlene. And hi, Beth and Brian. Amy, I have to say thanks to Amy and Jenny for covering the bases here for me for a couple of days. And I you're here to listen. Oh, I know. Maybe you're on days off, because I know that I'm on too late for you, and that's why you're not usually here. You must be on days off then. Are you on days off, Darlene? And so anyway, it's not late at all for Salva. It's Saturday morning. And so, it's Saturday morning. It's tomorrow morning anyway. and so there you go. What have I got coming up? Oh yeah, so, Kimber's here tomorrow. Wait, wrong month, hang on. There we are. Yes, nothing for tomorrow, Sunday or Monday. Now I'll probably be here tomorrow for some period of time. I of course haven't really had a chance to talk with Jenny about lifting, time limit, which is not going to be a big deal. It'll be a question of stopping and starting again if I don't get a chance to talk to Jenny about it. And I'm not sure. I'm kind of tired. I'm not sure that I can do, noon till midnight like I did in previous years. But I'll probably be here just spinning some Christmas tunes with no real guests, no real agenda. And, if there's people that want to come on and talk, that'd be great. If not, we'll have music and that's that. That'd be for, so I expect to do that. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, and at some point on Christmas Day as well. In previous years, I had regular guests also scheduled, and so we would do the music thing up until the guest would arrive, and then we would record the official show. But that's not going to be the case this year, so we may not even wind up recording any of it, and just be here and have a chat room open and spin some tunes. So. On Tuesday, though, Robert Sharp is going to be here as our guest interviewer, and Nick Fox will be our guest, and so that will be very, very good. Robert's pretty excellent. He's been doing radio longer than me, and he's pretty good at the interview part of it for sure. Kathleen Moore is here on Wednesday. I got to catch up with people on this guest interview idea, and so I kind of will need to figure out who will be where when on that. Colleen Craig is here on Thursday, and then that brings us to a week from tonight when Selva is back. So that's what's coming up in the next little while at Curious Times. And thought I heard some blipping in my ear, but maybe cell phone Florida might have pushed one. So I'm going to assume cell phone Florida is calling for a reading. And so you guys get on and get in if you want to get your get a reading from Selva. If you haven't ever had a reading by Selva, she doesn't want a question or to know anything about you until after she gives you your reading, and then she genuinely is just giving what she's getting. She's not being. Then people can, oh well, she just guessed that because of the kind of question that was asked or anything like that. So and then she will let you ask the question once she's done giving you whatever it is that she has been receiving to give you. And so she's a life translator, and I think she's the only one I know using that sort of title, which is a nice title. It's sort of like Amy is the only heaventologist, you know what I mean? And so she's devoting her life to helping people understand their journey, and she's been communicating with spirit ever since she was like 4 years old, and really using that ability to help people. It's not like that she had that ability at age 4 and then like at the age 49 started doing readings. She was like even a child being consulted by people. So mediumship though, it's not like we were going to order up your dead, brother-in-law or something like that. So whoever comes through is basically, we're not going to go hunting down the person for you on the other side. Selva also uses tarot, and she did the old, checked out my palm last week, and did a pretty good job considering that the lighting is bad and it's on the camera and everything else like this. And so she also does workshops and takes people on sort of tour type of trips and things like this. And she tries to make sure that anybody that's seeking to learn in this doesn't have to have the fattest wallet in town in order to learn from Selva. You can find Selva on Facebook, www.facebook.com/selva.nix. And so here comes Selva. Hi, Selva. How are you?
Hi. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You got the old Six White Boomers. I used to play that song all the time. I love that song, but I heard that guy is a dirty dog. I'm pretty sure that's the song. Charged multiple times with child molestation and stuff like this, and so I can't play the song anymore ever again.
Look, Rolf Harris is an amazing artist and an amazing musician, and he was really set up big time, and he's too old to fight. That's all it is. I love his music. I still play his music, and I will have him very dear to. He used to be a neighbor of mine, actually, when I used to live in the city in Perth. So I got a chance to know him quite well, and he's an amazing person. So, people have a way that they can smell money sometimes, and let's take this old codger for a ride type of thing. And I really believe that's what happened with Rolf Harris, and he's an amazing person. I take my hat off to the gentleman. And his music is fantastic. I still play it. I still play
no dispute about
Jake the Leg and everybody else.
Yeah. Well, that's the first I heard that. First I heard that there was any controversy around that he was set up. And all that kind of stuff. That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah. Well, besides that, it's Christmas Eve tonight. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, not for you guys. We're ahead, because they've got to take care. They've got to take care of the best first. Okay. We're first in line.
Except for that, the saying does go, they save the best for last. But we won't even have.
No. We get the cream on top, so we go first. You get the leftovers. Santa says, well, those Canadians in America, they haven't really been that good. They haven't been normal. But Australia and Asia, God bless them. God bless them. And let's tend to the important people first and give the leftovers, you guys.
We won't start an international incident and argue over it. But
So anyway,
it is Christmas Eve. So what kind of things do you do? Anything? Do you have any kind of routines that you do every year?
Not now. I celebrate my Christmas with my kids a month before Christmas because everybody's so busy and stuff like that. So tomorrow, my husband and I will sleep in until lunchtime, and we'll get up and we'll have the traditional Australian barbecue. We chuck a shrimp in the barbie, a few oysters, a couple of steaks, a couple of snaggers, chips and nibblies, and an esky full of cold beer. And we sit by and we swim and we have a ball. It's just like, it's nice and relaxed and nothing fancy. Yeah.
Good. That's good. I think I asked you this before, if you ever had a winter in the snow. Did I ask you that before?
No, yeah, you have asked me, and I said I would love to see snow, and you laughed. But no, I do. I haven't seen a white Christmas yet, but that's my bucket list. So who knows? Maybe if people love me enough at your end of the world, I'll be able to go over there for Christmas one year and do some real one-to-one over there.
Right. Yeah. We'll send you to the coldest place on earth or something like that.
And I will live forever.
We'll cure you of any desire you have to see snow again.
And when I live to Australia, I'll take you to Marble Bar. It's nice and hot there all year round.
Yeah, I always say this, is that I wouldn't, the other side of the dice is that I wouldn't hold up well in really hot weather. And, there's only so naked you can get to cool down. At least when it's cold, like, you can keep piling blankets on to get warmer and warmer.
I fully agree. Yeah, I fully agree. Like I said to you before, there's nothing better than sitting around a fireplace, cooking some mush, telling ghost stories and keeping warm that way. Or, if you're lucky enough, you can have a good partner and keep warm another way. So it's all what you make of it. Yeah.
For sure. So what do you have on your mind to talk about today?
I was talking. I went for a walk with. You right?
I'm just going to ask you a question quick. What the heck did you mean by, you ate like the mum watching over everyone? What does that mean? Sent me a private message.
I don't know. I was told to tell you that.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what that means, really. Told to tell you that. And I go, what the hell am I telling her that for? But it doesn't matter. But I was told to tell you that. So what I do, I'm a good girl when it comes to spirit, and I do what I'm told. So I typed it and I sent it to you.
Back in the day, when I was working at the college, and I used to visit some of our classrooms from time to time, or have to bring supplies over to them or this or that. And so one time I walked in, and it was near the end of class time that day. And when I'm standing with nothing to do, I tend to sway back and forth, just like this, eh? And and so the medicine woman that was in attendance that day in the classroom, she comes up to me at the at the back, and she goes, "Are you pregnant?" And I said, "Bite your tongue." And why would you say? She goes, "No, because like you're rocking." And she goes like, "Are you?" So it's either that or that you're a very, very motherly kind of a person. And I used to always say too, when I was a union rep, like I would be representing quite a lot, like thousands of people, hey? And so in a way, I always became like, it always was like I was like the mother of all of these people. You know what I mean? The mother of all of these people. And so that's probably part of it, not been a mother in real life, but mothering in many ways, mothering a lot of people along the way. So anyway, that was interesting. So now I will ask you what you have on your mind to talk about.
I actually went for a walk this week because Christmas has really got to me this year, how material, it's like it's really out in the open, And I went to a park, and I said to a couple of kids, "What's Christmas?" And they said, time. I said, no. I know what you're going to get, but what is Christmas? You go, I don't know. Don't care, really, as long as I've got a present under the... I said, okay. I moved on. Then I went to an older little group in a computer game thing, in a LAN party. And I said, hey, guys, question and answer. It says, what is Christmas? And this teenager said, well, it's a time we all get pissed and we run amok and we have fun and we get our friends. I said, oh, okay. Is that what Christmas is to you? I said, yep, that's what it is to me. Then I went to the pub, as you do, and I asked a few random people, what is Christmas? And one guy said, a time where you go black bankrupt. I said, okay. And the lady said, what is Christmas? It says a time where my family competes who's going to give each other the best present. Nobody, not even one person could say to me it was about a significant birth, about the connection within and the extent to be able to walk and demonstrate our abilities that God has given us to walk this earth gracefully. No say that. They were all down on it. It was just so sad. And it got me so much. I had a Christmas tree up this year, and then I had my grandkids this week, as you know. I told you earlier in the week. I know I'm playing granny this week. I had 3 girls and 1 boy. 2 girls and a boy from one daughter and another child from another child. And I sat down with them, and their youngest out of the lot, she said, I know what Christmas is, Grandma. I go, look at it. What is Christmas? It says Christmas is when the baby Jesus was born, and everybody believes that he's the only son of God. But you tell it's not true because we're all son of God. We're all equal. We're all the same. And I said, okay, that's cool. We're on the same page here, But that's a 5-year-old forgot, And then I said, okay, Jarek, the 12-year-old, and I said, Jarek, what do you think? He said, that is true, Grandma. You've always told us that Christmas is about helping mankind, about becoming aware of the awakening that was created on the day that Jesus was born. And awakening, a child with many gifts and abilities was born and able to share that to the world. And as he grew older, intensified because he was able to turn water into wine and heal people and cure the blind and heal the sick and be compassionate. And I understand that. It's that that's what it's all about. And then he knows how to collect brownie points. Because my next question was, so what do you want for Christmas? And he said, Grandma, all I want for Christmas is you. Now, isn't that sweet? But it was good. It was really good, And then my daughter came to pick them up early this morning, because it's 11 o'clock here in the morning now. And I said, hi, Diana, I had a good chat with your kids this week. And they go, yeah, Mum, what did you do now? I said, nothing. I said, it was a simple question. And Jarek told me that all he wants for Christmas is me. He said, yeah, I know, he's been saying that all year. All he wants for Christmas is to stay with Grandma. But I told him he's going to stay with Mum and Dad and the kids. And I said, why? You got him all year down. Grant his wish. Anyway, he can grant his wish, but he's coming for the new year next week. But it's interesting, it's just incredible. What I'm getting at is like reassess things, guys. Stop wasting your money. Stop there. Connect to your inner spirit. Jesus was a guy that was born, and he was very gifted. To me, Jesus is like the oldest brother, and he was the first one that had the guts to walk out and demonstrate to the world what we're able to do. Everybody's got a gift. We're all gifted in so many ways, but we become lazy. We just let someone else do it. So it's just really sad. It just really saddened me that me to talk to a 5-year-old to get the answer that I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It makes you think.
Like, to me, there's two things going on with Christmas,
Good.
The idea of Christmas and, maybe going that extra mile to do something for somebody, especially looking out for people that are down on their luck and having a hard time and all this kind of stuff. The idyllic idea in their mind about, the closeness of family and friends and sharing and laughing and all of this kind of stuff. And then there's the Bible version of what Christmas is. What I mean? And that's what, part of it is like I was all on board with, if somebody asked me what's Christmas, it'd be all about the birth of Jesus Christ and blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm not a religious person. I really don't like religion at all, organized religion. But because I think it's not unlike a cult in a way.
Yep.
But when I became aware that the evidence is overwhelming, that Jesus Christ was not born in December at all.
No, it was born in March. Yeah.
More like March, and so then that takes that kind of meaning away from that day, if you know what I mean, like from that calendar date, and so now for me it's more like the concept of, goodwill towards blah, 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 and all of this kind of stuff. And then I go one step further and I go like, I think that what God is waiting for is for us to be behaving in that way every freaking day. Why do we have to wait until Christmas before we, or people have Christmas lights up before we start worrying about, being extra kind to people or things like this, and
fully agree.
It's just the kind of conduct and behave. Like, everybody should behave every day as though tomorrow's Christmas. You know what I mean? Because then we'll maybe have that extra bit of warmth and compassion and caring for other people in our hearts. There's it's easy to forget through the year, I guess, for some people with the busyness of their lives and all this, but they stop to remember at Christmas time, and lots of times people go out of their way to do an extra kind thing for someone or whatever it is, but like, we shouldn't have to wait, only do that one day a year, and we shouldn't have to wait for December the 25th to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. I mean, like, he's with us all the time, 24/7 anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting, I mean, I'm not an overly religious person either. I respect everybody's belief, religion, everybody can do their own thing, and I don't believe on force-feeding anybody anything, but I do believe that we've got to reassess life a bit and understand that it's not a competition, that's all. It's just the acceptance. The most simple thing can be the most valuable thing. Simple as that.
Exactly right.
Yeah. In Australia, we always say, just keep it simple, stupid. The more simple you keep, the more genuine it is. There's no hidden agendas or anything. Yeah.
Well, when I was younger and whenever I would go and spend Christmas elsewhere with other people, other families, or this or that, and they had kids, like, it irritated me to watch it became a counting, like, one of them might have gotten some amazing gift, you know what I mean, that really set their parents back, and then the other kid got a bunch of smaller stuff, you know what I mean? The kid that got less gifts and somehow felt ripped off or whatever, hey? And like, it kind of, like, I'm glad that I didn't have to raise children, because that kind of an attitude would really upset me, if my children had this kind of an attitude going. And it kind of took any fun out of watching, like, you could say, like, in a little fantasy world or whatever, how much fun it is to watch kids when their excitement of the, but when kids suddenly turned counting, or ungrateful for, you know what I mean? Like, it bothers me, and so I'd rather not watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, Christmas is good. I mean, it's a beautiful time of the year. It's a time to reconnect, so don't panic. I'm not bagging it. I'm just was curious what people thought. That's all.
Christmas should be what we make of it individually. You know what I mean? And
that's right.
To me,
yeah.
It's always nice because you got to eat things that you didn't necessarily got to eat the rest of the year, and it was a great big special day. You know, like in the morning I would wake up and we'd get like little Chinese oranges and and then open our presents and, you know, the whole turkey dinner, and then you'd have some special treats with dinner that you normally didn't get because it was maybe more expensive throughout the year or whatever, you know what I mean? And so those were all the kind of cracking nuts at night, you know, Christmas Eve. My dad would crack nuts for, you know, everybody, and like, you know, then what kind of nut do you know? And so it was just a thing that was happening. And so those are fonder memories that I have of Christmas, and it didn't have any time that I think back about a Christmas. I don't think back to a gift that I received. I think back to, you know, something that, you know, some event or something that, you know, would be happening. And so, you know, that's kind of it for me. And so I guess that I have to ignore what other people do and think about Christmas and just keep that own thought, and that's what it is to me, and have my own my own thinking about what Christmas is, you know?
Tyrone. Oh, yum. There's nothing better than Tyrone to eat at Christmas. The food is fantastic at Christmas. All the best food comes out. You know, we all put on 100 kilos at Christmas because there's just so much food and so much delicious stuff. Anyway, but I tell you what, my favorite is about Christmas is family photo. We have a family photo Christmas. And it's funny because since my husband died, right, 9 years ago, my first husband, he's on every photo after that. See the shadow on him on the photo in every family photo we take every year. So he still pops in, you know. So to us, for my family, it's very special because we know he's watching us, having fun and enjoying the laughter and the joy. So there's a lot of beautiful things about Christmas, and I hope it continues forever. Just only get together that once a year. At least it will keep families together. You know, we've got to keep that. We've got to work on that union. We've got to work on that togetherness space. But to me, birthdays are my magic space, though. You know, birthdays, that's it. That's when you're the queen and the king, you know, like that's it. That's your day. You know, you breakfast in bed, you get massaged 2-3 times a day, you get treated like royalty, and you don't have to even wash one plate. Love it. So that's spiritually, yeah, you do, yeah. But spiritually, I do feel the world is actually going on a huge turning point. And that's why I was made aware of what was happening. It's like I needed to become aware, and it's just going through a huge turn, you know. And I think people are waking up; they are becoming more within themselves in that space. So I think it's beautiful time of the year. Next year it's going to be a fantastic year. Yeah, you know, it's kind of good. Now there is a show next week, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I'm happy.
We can talk about New Year's then, yeah? And
yeah, that's hoping. Yeah.
Yeah, and see what you tell us, what your information is. We can information share about what Selva's receiving for how our year is going to be in the world. And okay. Now, so we can have. Let me see what we got going on. So now, when you run into people like that, like you took this walk and you talked to all these people and these kids, well, the various age ranges, and nobody really, you know, did that like deflate you in any way, or are you able to hold on to the excitement of what Christmas is to you, even notwithstanding what the other people
yeah. Look, people's opinion does not affect me whatsoever. I respect everybody to have their own opinion, and I am my own person. So, you know, I'm stubborn that way. You know, if I believe a certain way, I'll believe it. I let everybody else believe their way, but I am still who I am in on that space, which is actually awesome. You know, I mean, in South America, in Uruguay were brought up, in Uruguay, there's no presents at all on Christmas Day, like there is here in the West. So we don't have presents. It's about family, laughter, and fun. We go to church, and me and my brother, we were quite naughty because every church would have a lot of food and chocolate and things, So me and my brother, we used to go to 3 or 4 different churches on the night to make sure we really loaded up really good, So that's what it was all about. It was just getting together, having fun, listening to music, dancing, singing, this togetherness. That's what, it was like in Uruguay. I never heard of Christmas Day present until I came to Australia,
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
That interesting.
Yeah.
So they keep that out of the out of the media that way, or because here everywhere you look, commercials, TV shows, movies, it's all about the Christmas presents under the tree, and so you guys didn't see any of that?
No, we didn't, in Uruguay at all, but I don't know about now. I mean, I haven't been to Uruguay for quite some time around Christmas. I mean, the last time I was in Uruguay, that was 42 years ago. So I don't know what it's like now. So I'm remembering back then when I was there, but now it might be different. So I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. And then when I was a little bit older, like when I was older too, like we would actually, just as kids on our own, we would walk around the neighborhood and sing Christmas carols and stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, not like that we were told to go do it or anything like that. And it was just fun to do with friends, and so that was always fun. And then there were like the Christmas concerts and that were done through school and all that kind of stuff. But I always had more fun because they forced you to dress up in a dress and get your hair all curled and everything like that, which I didn't appreciate. But when we just got to wander around out in the cold, because it's cold, you know what I mean, and we'd just wander around singing our guts out, you know what I mean, and wouldn't be that we would necessarily go up on to people's doorsteps and sing or ring door, but I'm sure that people could hear us. We were loud enough, you know what I mean, and so that was always nice too. That was always nice. And okay, so now I'm gonna play a song. Looks like we have a couple of callers. Brian, are you just listening, or are you calling for a reading? And then we have Cell Phone Florida. The rest of you guys, if you want to call in after and talk about, what your Christmas things are, your ideas, your special occasion, your special events, or whatever it is, rituals, anything like that you do for Christmas, please feel free to share. So now let me get back over to my Christmas list, Christmas music list, and I have 6,522 versions of like Silent Night. So Twisted, I like this Twisted Sister album, so I'm gonna go with a Twisted Sister. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, and then we'll come back after that.
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Perhaps you're a light worker looking for a safe place to share your thoughts and services. We've got a place for you, intuitalks.com. Join for free, post updates, blogs, create and join groups via website or radio or class package. The possibilities are endless. Join the all-spiritual, all-under-one-roof network, www.intuitalks.com.
All right, there we go. We're back, and I'll do a quick shout-out. We'll bring Selva back on, and then we'll get to the readings. There's just a couple, I think. And then if we have more people that want to talk Christmas stuff or what you want to know, you can ask questions, call in, whatever. Okay, guys? So we'll see what happens after this. Beth, how are you, Beth? I hope you have a great Christmas. I hope all of you do, so I don't have to say that each and every time and then miss one and then somebody go, oh, she doesn't want me to have a nice Christmas. So yeah, all of you, I hope you all have a really awesome Christmas. Brian is here. He's going to come on second for reading Cell Phone Florida, who I should know, but I can't remember anymore. Christy, I used to keep a list and I gave up. Christy, Cindy. Oh, that might be Cindy. Christy, the artist formerly known as Christy, is CJ. Dan is there, Dan the man, and Darlene in Canada. Heath is there. I wonder where Diane in Canada is. I hope she's okay. Heath, Marie, and Medium Renee Richards. Hope you're feeling better. Selva is our guest. Sherry, how are you? And Kimber, who should be on tomorrow. We got to find someone to interview Kimber tomorrow. We got to find somebody to interview Kimber. And so let us go and bring Selva back on. Hello, Selva.
Hello.
All right. So
How do you
ready?
do?
How do you do?
Okay, I'm ready. Born ready.
All right. Let's get Florida then. Who's Florida? Cell phone Florida.
Hello.
Paging cell phone. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Speak now. Yeah. Who's that?
This is Cindy. How are you doing?
Hi, Cindy. I knew it was going to be.
Cindy.
Hi, Selva.
Lovely.
Hi, Christy.
Good to hear your voice.
Yes, good to hear you. I didn't know you had gone over to the site. I had never seen this site. And
well, there you go.
Curious Times on Blog Talk all the time. I used to call in, and then she disappeared. I hadn't seen this website yet.
It's posted every night. Posted every night.
It's a long story, Cindy.
Oh, okay.
All right, Cindy. It's so wonderful to hear your voice again, and it's good because your life has been like a stop go. That I'm so glad the year is actually coming to an end, so you can actually start the positive level, which is actually really, really good. Now, in Australia, we have silver color coins and we have gold color coins. Do you use that as well?
Well, we have a copper penny and then we have silver coins.
Okay. So I want you to get a silver coin, largest silver coin you can find, and the largest gold coin that you can have. And this year, I want you to actually put it on the sole of your, all right, between your feet and the shirt. When you wear it, wear the coin under your feet, all right, on New Year's Eve, because we want to bring prosperity to your life. We want to bring we want to bring it balance. Now, the silver coin and the gold coin represents the black and white, the balance of itself, that everything is equal and everything's the same vibration. Okay? If you don't want to do a coin, you can actually get a black piece of paper and a white piece of paper, right? Now, the black and white doesn't mean the races, the color of the skin or anything. It means the night and the day, all right, the black and white. So the night and day balance of direction you need to do because you're a little bit out of whack. You know, it's like sometimes you don't know what your nights are and what your days are, and you're just everywhere right now. So you need a balance. So I want you to start next year on a positive vibe, because next year is the year number 1, which is positive. It's a new beginning, a new transition, new doors opening, changes. I think it's in a real good space for you. So it's actually really, really beautiful. But you've got to start the year positive note, right? And just write a note, say goodbye to yesterday and embrace today, because you're in such a beautiful space right now that if you actually take the time to do that exercise or meditation, thinking black, white or whatever, but create a balance of the night and day. Rebalance your own being, because at the moment you're a bit out of whack, okay? Did you have a question?
Well, I'm trying to get approved for a mortgage. I just put in an application today to buy a place and make a residential move because I've been unsuccessful finding a place to rent. Can you tell me how that's going to go? Will I be able to get, approval and be able to move?
I don't think you'll get the approval in the new year. All right. Sorry about that. But I think that's why it's so important for you to balance yourself, because you want to start the year, you want to bring everything that's good to you. And I thought there must have been something major happening, because it was so important for you to know to balance your year right. I do feel that, yes, you're heading in the right decision. You are looking into the right prosperous space. You've got to start with you. You need to balance within you, and everything will just come to you, will come to what you really need in your life. You got that?
Okay. So you said you saw that, no, I'm not going to get that approval and be able to move, or?
What was that?
Did you say your phone's like clipping in and out a little bit as you're talking? So I'm clarifying, did you say that I'm not going to get that approval?
No, I said yes. Yes, you will. But you may not hear information until just after the new year. So you've got these 2 weeks to balance Cindy, to put Cindy in a real balanced space.
Yay, okay. Yeah, your phone was just cutting out a little bit. That's why I wanted to clarify.
It's okay.
Excellent news. That's awesome.
Awesome. Now, stay tuned. You know, they have magnificent readers and mediums and all sorts of stuff during the week. So stay tuned and listen a bit. Not regret it.
Oh, I will. This is awesome. I'm so happy you introduced me to this channel in this website here, where various times had gone, because I missed it with everything going on in my life here, and I'm really excited to find everybody over on this site now.
Yeah, and I'm
there I was talking away, and my mic was muted. So, well, why isn't anybody acknowledging what I'm saying? And so, anyway, I had left a message on my Blog Talk Radio account directing people here, and it's posted every night on my Facebook page, Cindy, the link to the show, along with the call-in number. And so now you know, tell all your friends and get them all over here. You know what I mean?
I will. Well, it was my bad, because I was off Blog Talk for a while, for a long time, and just with things going on in my life, and didn't have the opportunity. So it was probably in that time frame when you redirected everybody to your new site, and I missed it. It was my fault.
It was about a year ago in September. So I've been here since over a year. But I'm glad you found us, and that's great. So I wish you and your family the best Christmas and New Year, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so very much.
Okay.
Awesome.
Take care.
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. And so that's great. You did people know you from Blog Talk Radio also, Selva? How these people?
Yes, they do.
Where did you, what show were you on that Marie found you at?
Ken. I was with Ken.
Right. That's right. Okay. Good. That's how come a lot of that's good. Maybe a lot of the BTR people that somehow missed my 50,000 notices about moving here will eventually find us over there, and that'll be good. So okay, let's go get Brian then, and I think that he's our last reading. And so hi Brian, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Happy Christmas to everybody.
Thank you.
Hi, Brian.
Hello, Selva. How are you, love?
Oh, good, mate. Really good. Good time to. It's a good. What?
I said twice around the world just to get back from Perth to Adelaide.
Yeah, I was going to say we're just down the road from each other, and we've got to go around the world to talk. It's interesting. Brian, it's a busy period coming up your way, and it's like I'm not saying you've been slack, but it's like you've been holding back a little bit for the last 2-3 months for whatever reason. But I do feel that things are actually are starting. So your holiday's over, mate. So the holiday time is over, so you're going to have to start getting busier. And I do hope you have a good overnight bag, because I feel that you are going to new directions and new opportunities. The sharing of your knowledge is actually going to be very important next year. And it's to pull your finger out and actually finish out a lot of written material. But it feels more like a manual, not a book, but a manual. It's like you're sharing knowledge and you're going to run and teach you through a manual for some reason. So there's a lot of things that you are going to finally put in place and put in order. It's been a bit of a pain in the butt and it's been sort of struggling a little bit. But it does show that even that's lifting and that's actually moving the right direction as well. Maybe not as you would like it, but it is the right direction as well. You've got a great intuitive being within yourself, which is something a lot of us don't have. Like, I'm good for anybody else, but I'm useless for me. But you do have a bit, you have that advantage that you do have intuitive side for your own inner self as well, which it's good, but it's also bad. All right? Because sometimes you will hear what you want to hear, not necessarily what you need to hear. All right?
That's true.
So allow yourself, make sure that you connect with someone that you can trust to translate what you're feeling, and that it's actually quite interesting what is happening. Now, walking is very important to you right now. You need, there's a lot of, I don't know if it's fluid or something around in the back of your hips, and you need to shift that as well, because otherwise you are going to have some minor circulation problems.
I did wreck my back about 6 months ago. I was changing the rear axle on my car, and I pulled the sciatic nerve, and that's been really good.
What are you doing?
I know everyone says I'm mad.
What are you shuffling around, Brian? Because it's really loud.
Yeah.
Now it's
no,
soft.
Sure. No, it's probably just a nervous habit.
Okay, there you go. Stop.
Okay.
Don't be nervous.
No, it seems everyone's had to go at me because of my age and doing heavy jobs, but I've done them all my life, and I don't like asking other people. So it's just one of those things. But you're right with you.
The thing is, it's not that you don't like a lot of people, and that it's not that. It's that you're a person that when you do get involved, caught in that space, and you want to share so much, but people sometimes are not on the same page as you, and it becomes frustrating for you. It's like, why am I wasting my time for? Nobody's listening anyway, And when you're ready to share, you just want to share,
Yes.
You get so much knowledge that is there, and that's why you try and avoid people sometimes, because what's the point? What is the point? What should
the same
but
thing
if you've got 30 people and you help 2 people or even 1 people, you've achieved it.
Yeah.
Because you've got so much knowledge. Don't sell yourself short, mate.
I done exactly that a few weeks ago. I went to a small gathering, and when I got there, everyone knew what my abilities were, and I had 6 to 8 people come round, and they were all waiting there for the next insight to come, and I'm afraid I just froze. I thought to myself, well, I just can't get anywhere at all. I picked on one person and told them what was happening in their life and what they're worried about and so on and so forth. And then from there, even she didn't really want to carry on with it because it would have been too embarrassing for her. I just left it.
It's
fine.
A little trick. When I started teaching and that, and to stop myself getting frustrated, I have found, and I do that still on some teaching through meditation a lot more.
Yeah.
So you can get people in a meditate state, and on that meditate state, you actually give them the information that you need. But you also ask them to only retain what is relevant to them and what will serve them, to be strong enough to let go of what is not for them. And I noticed that, running a meditation and teaching at the same vibration, I was able to relax with it a lot more myself, because not everybody's looking at me. Now I don't care. But when I was young, I was very conscious of people looking at me, because I was so young. I mean, when I started teaching, I was only 11, 12 years old. And you have all these grown-ups, which are 20, 30 years older than you, staring at you. It's scary. So my granddad said, don't be scared of it. Do it. Find a way to do it that you're comfortable. So I asked him, what about, Granddad, if I just put him to meditate and move on from there? He said, why not?
Well,
it will work. Anyway, and it has worked. It has worked.
No.
And people listen a lot more with their eyes closed than what they do with their eyes open.
This is true, but I've tried it many times with meditation. People say, yes, I'll try this. I'll go right through the whole scenario of meditating. Yeah. And phone them up 2 weeks later and say, well, have you tried it? No, I haven't really got round to it as yet.
Aha, that's wrong. That's where you're going wrong. Your job is actually just to share the knowledge, not to make sure that they do it. I'm sorry about this.
Yeah.
You don't have to. It is their choice. It is their responsibility. It's like someone's hungry, we give them food. If they eat that food, they won't be hungry any longer. Decide not to eat it is their choice to be hungry.
It is true.
You've got to not be responsible for what other people need to do. Mm-hmm. They're responsible themselves. I say to a lot of them, because you know what it's like. You get close to them. You do care. You do get concerned,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very blunt. When I teach, I'm very blunt. I'm real Aussie, real blunt. And I just go, look, mate, I'm not going to go to the dunny for you. So you better learn yourself. Because Australians, we do understand that, I mean, probably other wouldn't, but Australians, we got this weird sense of humour. So I'm not going to go to the dunny for you. It's something you got to do yourself. But I can show you where the dunny is. It's up to you.
It's true.
And that's what it is. Like we be responsible for others. We can be supportive. We can be encouraging. We can share the knowledge. We can be loving. We can be understanding. And all that stuff cannot be responsible for anybody. They've got to be responsible for themselves. And what worries me, bro, you've got so much knowledge that the one thing you're getting through to, you might not be realizing, and you could be wasting it on this one because they don't want to. But maybe, just maybe, it's not right. So who's not to say that 6 months down the track, right, they start doing what you taught them 6 months. And the next thing you see them and they go, oh, my God, gee, mate, you're doing well. And that's what it is. Sometimes people collect the knowledge, not ready to put it into action then, but 6 months down the track, 12 months down the track, years down the track.
Could be.
Sometimes they do it, and they do it when it's right. Everything falls in place. We're like a jigsaw puzzle, really, and we cannot go into a spot to make that beautiful picture until we fit in perfectly. But to fit into any spot, we've got to be at complete peace with ourselves.
Yes.
Because that's what we are important. We are responsible for us.
That's true.
It's kind of in my, when I was little and I was obsessed with changing the world. I mean, it's really bad. And my granddad he used to listen to me and laugh at me and stuff like that. And then he used to say, what did you do for you, Selva? I go, no. I said, no, what did you do for you? And he brainwashed me with that. What did you do for you? I know what you did for Mrs. Carter, and I know what you did for Mr. Jones, and I know what you did for I know what you did for Paul, but what did you do for Selva?
Nothing. Same as me.
And he said, the thing is, Selva, that if you don't look after yourself, you're going to fall like a bag of poop. And you got to pick yourself up. So charity begins. So you got to begin with you, and from you, you give out. But you never forget to feed yourself first. Otherwise, you don't have the strength to nourish and share with anybody.
That's very true.
Yeah. So are you, did you say, or Adelaide?
Yeah.
Where are you, Brizzy or Adelaide?
Adelaide.
Adelaide, all right. I've got a friend in Adelaide. I'm planning to go up and see him, so I must look you up if I do end up that way.
Oh, definitely. No worries at all, so honestly, it's
yeah.
You'll love my missus. She's the best.
Of course she is. You know, she's got you and you got her, so it's got to be the best.
Well, she puts up with me, so she's got to be bloody good.
You know, it's a choice. You know, she accepted you as you are, and that's what makes it perfect.
Yeah.
But then again, same with her. You're accepting her as she is.
Yeah.
You know, and we become a shadow of connection. It's actually very beautiful. You know, she probably got us. Darlene reckon, yes, she's a goddess, and I'm sure she is.
She is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, we've been married just over 10 years now, and haven't regretted 1 minute of it, so it can't be bad.
Yeah.
But as I say, there's many things I've tried to teach people. You find that they will accept some of it, and then because there's other pieces attached, like, you know, teach someone meditation, then you can lead them easily into remote viewing and so on and so forth. But of course, they want the remote viewing first. They want remote viewing first, and you can't do that. You know, you've got to go through the meditation stage first. Be able to relax yourself enough to trust yourself to do it. So, yeah, it's one thing I love.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you would have read some of the Egner Casey books.
Yes.
Well, even himself, you know, he used to meditate for an hour before he started doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's something he never stopped. He always meditated first, connected with himself, got in the deeper side, and then he went on doing and really people, you know. And I'm the same. I do the same thing. You know, if I'm going to do remote viewing or absent healing or anything like that, I meditate first and then I connect with the person.
Yeah.
You know, and 9 out of 10, I do let the person know, look, I'm going to be working on you for the next 2-3 days. If you don't want me to, it's okay. It's cool. Just say no and I won't worry about it. You know, I've got better things to do anyway. But I do that. But I always meditate because, you know, it's not just that you just go out and remote viewing. You got to put yourself as well, because when we're out gallivanting all over the universe, they're sending healing, whatever it might be, you're very vulnerable as well. So you've got to meditate first, learn to protect yourself, to have direction, to have that strength, to know that you are going to be okay as you deliver what you need to deliver.
Yes.
And that's what they need. That's what they got to understand. It's actually protecting oneself, because if you're out remote viewing, let's just say you're meditating and you're remote viewing, you're out in 10 buck two, someone comes and wakes you up and you're not back in your body yet. You know, you could get into serious trouble, you know. So, I mean, I've got a habit that I let people say, don't bother me this day at this time. I turn my phone off and I put a sign on my door. You know, I'll come back when I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be left alone, and it's very important. And I think there's a lot of people. I'm glad that you're hard on that, on the meditation, that because that's very important. Because a lot of people are not.
No,
I mean, I did a workshop a couple of weeks ago, and a bunch of people that went in a remote viewing course. You know, these people, they pay $3,000 for the weekend. That's a lot of smackaroos, eh? You know, spoke to them, and I said, look, you know, just can't and do one on donation. Like I run about donation as much as I can. And one lady, she was amazing. She was just so quick off the mark, so good at it, but had no idea how to preserve herself. You know, so when she was remote viewing, everybody could come in and out of her space, you know, like Tom, Dick, and Harry. And I said to her, you spend $3,000. How do they teach you to protect yourself? How do they teach you to become aware of your own space? She goes, they said it doesn't matter. When you're protected automatically.
No.
I said, oh, is that right? Okay. I'm happy for you. So I said, okay, let me. So I actually gave her some tourmaline and a citrine to keep her grounded. And I said, try this. Yeah, she tried it and she said, oh my God, I could actually smell as well with that. And I said, yeah, but what smell? Tell me what you smell. She said, I can actually smell me. And I said, thank you. That's what I want you to say. She goes, why? I said, because that's you. You are working with other people's stuff, but you are aware of you. You're not forgetting you.
Yeah.
And you need to look after you. He goes, wow.
Oh, a little story.
Yeah.
A little story on that. I used to go, and have done for, ever since I was a kid, I could go into a shopping centre and it was just continuous voices coming at me all of the time because I tend to read people's thoughts, for want of a better word. Well, until one day Pauline said to me, Brian, just bubble yourself. Put a bubble right across you, a safety bubble so people cannot get to you. And that was the first time, it was only about 3 years ago, I could walk into a shopping centre and not hear anybody. And it made such a difference. And this is what I do every morning, because I do my meditation. Normally I'm about 6, by the time I've sort of shuffled around and made myself tea and a coffee. I do meditation, it goes for anything from 15 minutes, I think the longest I've done was 2 hours. And oh boy, the difference that makes to you in one day is beyond belief. I mean, in all honesty, I do not know what anger is. I do not hate anything in this world. It's just completely gone out of me 100%. And I think, well, if I can do it, why can't everybody? That's how important it is to me.
Yes, I agree with you.
I mean, it could just be that's, we all, through all of our lifetimes, however many lives we have, we're trying, I guess, through our experiences that we choose each lifetime to become better, and it could well be that you have progressed to such a point where, or even if it has nothing to do with progressing, it was maybe a theme of this lifetime for you to work on, which was to, not have that. I mean, I try, but, truly, if anybody that harms a child, you know what I mean? I cannot say I love that person. Anybody who harms a defenseless animal, you know what I mean? Cruelty to animals and things like this, I cannot. And when I see some of the stories of some of the things that people do to each other, I get very angry, and so it does bother me. And when I see things like what's going on in the Middle East and all of that, and what they do to women over there, for being the victim of a rape, you know what I mean? And things like this, I'm not in a place where that's okay with me, on my higher level or my lower level, but it could just be that's, been your main theme maybe to work on for this life.
It's concern mainly. That's what I found. You can go so far with reading all these different. A lot of the things are blown out of all proportion. I mean, there's a thing going around that we're getting very upset with Muslim people. Thousands of people, and they are the most beautiful people you can come across.
Oh, yeah.
So why generalize?
I think myself. and it's not much, like, I'm right square with you on that, you know what I mean? It's like what's going on in Aleppo, and like, you know, like, this is just like, it's mind-boggling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and
that's organized, isn't it?
When I hear anybody talking to me about how the world is ascending and how we seem to be going backwards from what I'm seeing, and that disturbs me deeply because, you know, if we ever could, like, what is it with human beings, right, that has to conquer? Why can't people understand that if we all do well, we all really well together? There's no need to compete. There's no need to defeat. There's no need to do any of that. And we will all enjoy a way better life. And people just, like, human beings have this conquer, crush mentality, you know, that still hasn't been bred out of us, you know.
Yeah, but it's called ego, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, eventually the whole world will male race. I have no doubts on that score whatsoever, because male ego is something that's so difficult to remove, whereas women don't. Well, other than Mrs. Clinton, I think she's about the only person with so much ego that it's unreal. But basically, I think this is what it will come to eventually. I will welcome it, I'll be honest.
You know, it's like I was at a show a minute ago, so for the Chamber of Commerce. They asked me to come, and I was talking to them, and they said, "Oh, well, what service can you provide?" So I said, "Look, if I can't provide anything, I just refer them to someone else." He says, "Why would you refer them to someone else when you can just build up your skills and do the work yourself?" I said, "Because my spiritual work is not like your commercial work. You know, you're there to make a quick buck, and you don't really care whether your customer's happy or unhappy, as long as you provide what you want and you get paid. My part of it, the way that I got to have peace of mind. I have a conscience, and I want to make sure that the person in control of their life. So if I can't do it, I'll very happily send them to someone else that can.
Yeah.
I'll give them an option. I'll give them the list of names and say, here, choose one of them because I have for you. And they couldn't get it around, you know. And I said, okay, let me give you one example. In Uruguay, where I come from, you don't go, I'm in modern now, right? I'm talking about years ago where I grew up. You go to a place and one person will send the apple, one person will sell the potatoes, one person will sell the onions, someone else will sell the carrots. They will sell different things to support one another, and everybody supported each other. Well, here, you get 3 shops that sell exactly the same thing, and they're competing against
each other, all the time.
I went up to the local news stations and said, Ruben, I'm going to open up a healing center, and I was hoping to stock good books to sell. How do you feel about that? He says, are you for real? I go, yeah. You actually asking if I'm okay with you selling it? And he goes, yes, I am. That's what I'm doing. And he said, well, I'm not okay with them because I said, okay, fine, I won't sell them. He says, that? I go, just like that.
Yeah. It's called empathy, isn't it?
It is. And then we don't realize, we don't have that little thing makes such a big change in anybody. You know, it's like I've been trying.
Then they think, well, you know, fair enough, let's help each other. And this is how it goes on. Yeah. And it is unbelievable. I mean, I had the same thing when I was sewing machine mechanic for Levi's in Adelaide. And, well, one of them, there was 12 mechanics altogether. And I could do a lot more machines than most people. So they made me a training officer. And yet all of the other mechanics there refused to be trained because it would make me look better and them look stupid for being taught, you know. And I thought, well, how silly. I mean, I've gone through my life learning, and that's all I do every day is learn, listen, learn. And it works out so well. But people have got this idea that you can't cooperate with somebody else who is, you know, trying to do better or trying to, you know, help people out. And I think it's just a silly, stupid way of looking at life. So you've obviously found the same.
Yeah, and we do, you know. But I tell you what, I was very disappointed with it for the first time ever. I found it in the Australian, in the Springfield. I was touring around Queensland with this, an Australian expo thing. And one lady came up to me and said, look, I'm sorry, I have nothing for you, so you better go and choose another reader. So she went up to the lady that was sitting at the table, right, and said, oh, look, Selva just said she's got nothing for me, choose someone else. The lady actually got up, walked to my table, and she says, make it up. I go, what?
No.
She says, make it up. And, of course, I'm very shy, as you can see. So on the top of my voice, I said, you want me to make it up? And she goes, oh. So I packed up my stuff and left. And then I said, I couldn't. I'm so glad I experienced that because I've heard of Charlotte and never experienced it until then. So I left. So that lady that couldn't get a reading for, she must have followed me where I was staying in Mackay. That's where it was Mackay in Queensland. And the next day, early in the morning, she knocked at the door. I said, oh, I know you. She goes, yes, I was the lady you had nothing for. And I looked at her and I said, well, I've got something for you now, though. You come in. So we had a chat and da-da-da-da-da-da. I said, guys, you know. And she goes, would you speak to my friends? I go, why would I do that? You know, just go down to the expo. You know, I don't want to. She says, yeah, but they've all had a reading at the expo. They all got told the exact same thing. So they wouldn't mind a reading. I said, yeah, okay, cool. And so it was good. That paid for my airfare home, which I was so happy for, you know. So thank you. Yeah. You know, but it's just incredible, you know, like people don't realize this. It's not a sin not to know something. It is okay. It is okay not to have the answer. It is okay.
Pauline,
you know,
Pauline and I
one hand washes the other.
Pauline and I went to one of these, it was a, what was it, Faith, Spirit and something else?
Oh, Psychic Fair.
Psychic Fair. Anyway, we were standing there and there was a woman doing readings and she was charging $50 a pop for it, which took her about 15 to 20 minutes. And I stood there and listened, and she did a complete reading for this lady. The lady got up, thanked her, paid the money and went. Another woman sat down and this woman read out. She literally remembered every word, and she got exactly the same thing to this woman. And I just stood there and shook my head. I said, I just don't believe it. You know, it's just unreal. And she was making a fortune for it. You know, and I thought, well, if that isn't making it up as you go along, what is? You know, and it's just charlatans. And that hurt me really badly. And,
it does hurt because then people get the wrong idea about the ones that are genuine, beautiful practitioners out there, you know. So it's hard, and it's a very hard thing because you can't prove things sometimes. Tell someone something, but you can't prove it. So you gotta have a conscience, which is great. Wow. And for you, your holiday sober, Brian, you gotta start this year. You gotta start sharing. You gotta start delivering. You gotta put pen to paper. I do see a manual coming together, and you've been able to put it into word of a manual direction so you can, because if you're going to find you're going to attract a lot of people that want to have something to hold.
Yeah, well, Darlene has been doing exactly that over the past 3 months, really getting stuck into the back of my neck and giving me heaps, and I really do appreciate it. You know, we've got our own little thing going, you know, the 3 points of light, which is on Intuitalks, and it's building nicely. So, you know, we're really pleased on that. So,
what day is it on? So I can listen. Chance.
Australia, it's 10 o'clock Monday morning. I think the rest of the world goes. I think it's 6:30 to 8:30 on a Sunday night for America.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to try and send me the link, Brian. If I get a chance that morning, would love to listen.
Honestly, it really is good, Selma. You know, you wouldn't believe it. It's I love it. I absolutely love it. But we're on a sort of sabbatical at the moment, being Christmas, so we're not starting up again until I think it's the 2nd January. Really, really good. Actually, I could probably do with you as a guest for one of the sessions, if you could possibly.
Oh, let me think about it. Yes. Yeah, no worries. I just had to put it to the board meeting. Yeah, we'll work it out anyway. But I would love to help in it. I'm willing to do anything. You know, the more we help people, the better it is. We've got to wake up.
It is absolutely marvellous.
Wake up the nation, you know. But remember, you're not responsible for anybody. Okay?
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. Have a very happy Christmas and a very prosperous New Year.
God bless. Lovely meeting you.
Thank you. Bless you.
Take care. Thanks, Brian. And so now we have Mimi in Hong Kong. Get Mimi from Hong Kong. Hi, Mimi.
Hello.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to Selva. And, this is part of my holiday. So I just want to call and say hello and have a little reading from Selva.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful, Mimi. You know, Mimi, and I was telling Chris earlier that we get the best presents first because we're first as least. You know, we're before anybody, which is really good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mimi, there's a picture. I see this picture, and on this picture, there's 2 ladies and a gentleman, and it's a fairly old picture, and it's very traditional, very traditional clothing. All right. Mm-hmm. And this picture given to you probably about 5-6 years ago. Mm. And the gentleman in the middle was actually tall, and he was a very quiet person, and he did that. He did that a lot. Like he was a thinker. He was a planner. He also worked very hard trying to keep the family together and keep tradition together. But for some reason, I don't know, for some reason, when he passed on, which I think must have passed over about 5-6 years ago, because that picture was given to you on that transition, it's like the family has not gathered completely together for a long time. And it's time. It is time to bring the family together again. That is why he says your dreams have been very likely, and you've been very restless, and it's like you're waiting for a bomb to explode because you know that the chemistry in the family is changing. Yeah. And he's trusting you to be able to bring that union once again. Does that make sense to you?
Well, I couldn't think of who passed away 5 or 6 years ago at the moment. And I couldn't, the picture at the moment I have no idea. Maybe, I should think and then think of who gave me that picture. And I really have no idea at the moment.
I don't know, it was about 5-6 years ago you got given this picture. And it was just after someone passed, and that picture was to be passed down for whatever reason. You know, so it's actually, you carry the key of the family, the sign. Carry the key of the family. You have the ability to create that union and balance. You know, it's like you got the key. It's time to open the door and regather. Because for some reason, the family has scattered a little bit, and it's time to reunite it. It's time to rebalance. As such.
And I think maybe you're referring to my mommy's family because her brother passed 8 months ago, and her brother-in-law passed 13 months ago. Maybe this is the picture. And after, even before they passed, we do not have lots of contact. And I think it's maybe related to the values they believe is, my mommy is Taoist, and my mommy's sister and the rest of the family, they're Catholic. So I think this is some kind of religious conflict, and there's so many things going on there. And this may be the reason why, they cannot really get together. Yes. You're right.
Yeah, that came up very strong, but they say you've got the key. You've got the key to bring family. You're the one, yeah.
All right. So, yeah, anything else you pick up besides that?
No, that's the only thing that came through.
Good.
That's the only thing that came through, which is funny. Now, you get to go to the Kuan Yin Temple for me.
Kuan Yin Temple. Oh, yes.
Yeah, remember you said you were going to go there?
Yes. I went to a temple, they also have the Guan Yin statue there. So I went there, just to pray. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's quite closest to where I live. It's around 14 minutes walk. I like to do lots of walking, when the weather is good.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. I'm glad you did. I remember you said you were going to, so thank you for that. I mean, as you know, Kuan Yin is very dear to me, so.
Yes, mercy. Yes, Kuan Yin is the goddess of mercy, And, yes, I went to the Kuan Yin. Huh? Sorry?
The compassionate rebel.
Yes, you're right.
I feel like I'm very close with Kuan Yin myself. Like, if I have to say that I'm affiliated, but you know what I mean? Like with any, with any goddess or whatever, then it would be Kuan Yin. And what do you mean, sweet dream, Chris?
Sorry. Yeah. No, I was trying to write to Shireen. I wrote your name because I was listening to your voice. You mesmerized me with your voice.
So because I really like this, I like the story, and I know that in this lifetime I would not do the same for my father. That's what she did, And but I feel the first time I read about Kuan Yin, I really cried, and I've also always called myself a rebel, and the one I was reading labeled her the compassionate rebel, and so I'm very, very tied to that somehow. You know what I mean? So now, Mimi, do you have a specific question that you want Selva to answer for you?
Okay, a specific question. So now we are having some kind of construction done in the old building. So I'm talking to a contractor, and he sounds quite okay. And I'm wondering, will I be able to work with that contractor?
You mean conception as a baby conception?
No, contractor.
Contractor. Oh, thank you.
Contractor.
Yeah. Oh. No, it's good. Thank you. Sorry, I'm going, what? No. No. Yeah. There seems to be 3 lots of parts that need to be put into order. And it's you need to also give the contractor a time limit. You need to nail them down and say, I'm done, and I want it done during this period of time. Otherwise, they're going to pussyfoot around.
He's going to defer, but do you think this guy will work well for us? Because, he sounds quite sincere, and he even sent me a message.
He will, but
time limit
he will work
for him.
Well, will take time. So he needs to know. He's a guy that he needs to have a time limit.
Okay, all right. So
all right, you need to give him a time limit. So you need to say, okay, how much do you think how long it's going to take you to do this job for us? What's going to? He said, it might take about 12 weeks. Okay, then. So you are saying that by the 21st of March, everything will be done yes, all right. So shall we make a contract?
Okay.
And so I'll give an extra 2 weeks. And then they say, give me an extra 2 weeks just in case of weather or da. I said, okay, an extra 2 weeks. Okay, so by the 31st 1st of April, everything will be done. And give him a time limit, because otherwise he's good, but he does
but he's
get
going to defer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't want him to defer. You want him...
Yeah. Do you think he's going to charge a lot?
He's going to get less than what you've been quoted before.
Okay.
And
all right.
I do feel that it's going to come like in 3 payments. Like I said, look, don't pay all at once. Pay a little bit here for this. You receive that, and then you pay the next lot, and then you pay the next lot.
Yes. This is the installment. You know, we're going to pay it by installment. You know, it depends on when. Yes. Okay. Wow. This is how I'm thinking of, and you know, thank you for giving me all this instruction and all this you know, guidance. Really appreciate that. And Chris, please keep up your good show. And even, you know, I cannot call all the time, but you know, I think of you guys a lot.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you, Mimi.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll talk to you again later when I have time. Okay, Bree? I love to join the show. Yeah, please take great care.
You never let me get a word in.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you all. Love you all.
Never let me get a word in at the end, you know, Mimi. You're not done. I'm not done with you. I wanted to say, like, you always, whenever you do call, you always put a smile on my face, and so that's a great thing right there. So thank you for that, and I hope that you have a really great Christmas and a beautiful New Year.
Thank you. And
all right, so
remember,
now I'm done.
Remember my logo. Keep smiling.
All right.
God bless.
Thank you. Okay. So, okay, now, I think that's it that is it for callers. I'm gonna toss a song on, and then we'll see if, what the people want to do, and, then we'll either rap or we'll carry on. And let me just see here. What will I play? Oh, I know what I'm gonna play. This one's for Amy. There it is. I always laugh because this is in the UK one of their favorite Christmas songs, and it's far from a Christmas song to me, but here we go. All right, there we go. Stop. This is funny, actually. Oh, that was the wrong file. Wait 1 minute. Okay. Okay, there. Just sending a message to somebody. And so there we go. Now, what have we got going on? No other callers. Okay. No, so why don't we call it early? It's Christmas Eve for you, Selva, and I'm sure that there's things you want to get done, and I am a little bit tired too, so it'd be good for me to get some rest now. And I will be back tomorrow doing some music for you guys.
Well, I've got a 4-kilometer drive now, so I will not argue with that.
All right, perfect. Well, I hope you have a safe and happy Christmas, and we'll talk to you before the New Year. So, and then I want to why don't you go to CuriousTimes.ca whenever you have a minute, Salva, and look at my show calendar, because I think you said that you wanted to be one of the guest interviewers, and so just pick a date. What you need to do, though, is pick a day where you see a guest signed up, you know what I mean? And then tell me private message me what day you want to be the guest interviewer, and then I'll put you in on the calendar for that, and then we'll get it all together, okay?
Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Okay, well, so have a great Christmas, and thank you so much for being here, and I'm glad to have you as part of the team on Curious Times, and look forward to some great shows in the future with you.
I'm sure we will do the best that we can do. Anyway, God bless. Have a Merry Christmas, and don't drink and drive, everybody, please. No, it's not worth it. We want to talk to you next year. Okay, bye.
Okay, peace out. And so you guys, I'll toss on another song for you if anyone's going to stay in the chat room and chat. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty much done. So here you go. Comes another song for you guys. Let me hit stop. Dan, are you coming to talk, or what are you doing? Here, I'll unmute you. What's up, man?
We're going to do that again, huh?
I know, hey? Dueling mute button.
No, I was just trying to get, I don't know if that stone that I found was, I know it's old, but I didn't know what it was. It's got that flame on the side, and everybody in chat just says it's just oh, you're still recording. Yeah, it's just a rock.
Just a rock? I didn't see it myself. I didn't see it.
You didn't?
No.
I got it now. This side looked like it had a flame or something paint on it.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Hang on. Let me get it in bigger. Oh, yeah. And is it kind of a rough? Let me see the other side. Oh,
got a flower. But I didn't know.
Yeah, it looks like just a rock. It does
just
look like
a rock.
But I mean, you know what? Like, it all comes from the earth, so I'm sure that every rock has energy and energetic properties. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just didn't fit anything in the area, and there's stuff from 1800s, and I didn't know.
And you found it. You found it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's people that do rock art and this and that, and it's a good chance that somebody had it and they lost it or whatever. Like, it's a good, like, for me, whenever you find something like that, you're meant to have it anyway. And so, like, who cares what it's called in a way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more like some of my most favorite stones that I have are ones that I found that are just probably classified as rocks, and they're beautiful, and they're among my favorites. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of my thinking on it myself. You know, so that's cool. I mean, the art. Like, I wonder what any of the art might mean. You know what I mean? If there's any significance to what's painted on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because the flame being on one side, usually the art's just one side, a larger rock. You know what I'm saying? It's not both sides, unless you had this in some sort of pendant and lost it. Pretty big for a pendant.
Yeah, no, no, I think it's good, and it's meant for you, whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean? Whatever the hell.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you got a big deal going on for tomorrow, or?
I don't think so. I think it's just going to be a low-key evening. Okay, my wife's looking at me like, yeah, that's what you think.
Ah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That means you get to go visiting.
Surprise!
Probably visiting your favorite people.
Yeah. Her ex-husband's probably coming over. No. Oops. I'll probably get hit for that one later. Camera, you can't hit me. Oh.
Yeah, we don't favor domestic violence on Serious Sun, so, you know.
Well, I did kind of deserve at least a smack in the arm for that one.
Get yourself in trouble right at Christmas time. You know what I mean? Bad timing.
Yeah. I'll have coal in my stocking, I'm sure.
Well, you'll have something good. I'm sure of that. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. Well, I'm gonna toss one last song on and get out of here, guys. So, are you gonna be kicking? Anyways, I'll probably be here for at least a few hours, or maybe even much longer tomorrow on Christmas Day, just spinning music. You know what I mean? I don't really plan on talking much and all that, but I'll be here. The chat room will be open, and I'll post it on my Facebook whenever it's open, and then people can either drop in or not. It don't matter to me. I'm just going to be playing Christmas music anyway. So I'm going to toss one more on. Thanks for coming on and showing us your rock there, mister.
Yeah. How exciting.
We'll go with Winter Wonderland and get out of here, okay? Thanks, guys. All right, we're out of here, kids. Take care.